All right, it is 5:30. Good to see all of you here. Thank you for coming to our meeting. We'll call our meeting to order, and let's all rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, oops, that's right. I'm not supposed to get too close.
Yeah, they said if you can hear yourself, it's too loud.
Okay. So we're experimenting with mic placement. So if you can't hear us tonight, just raise your hand and we'll pipe up or move the mic closer. All right, I would invite the board to review consent agenda at this time. Is there anything that anyone would like to pull? Okay, hearing no requests to pull any consent agenda items, I will move along to approval of the meeting agenda.
So moved.
Support.
Okay, we have a motion and support for the meeting agenda. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the meeting agenda being approved, raise your hand. Any opposed? Same sign. Motion carried. We have an agenda. All right, then that brings us to exciting reports. I'll let you take it away.
All right, we have Paula Gerke and members of the FCCLA team here to present. This will be interactive. You will have a part in this at the end, correct? So take good notes.
As part of our FCCLA project, we had to prepare a portfolio. I will start at this end, and if you guys want to just look through it as we present, that would be awesome. Thank you. And there are some sticky notes in there because we're currently revising it for nationals. The amazing Dr. Gillard is giving us some feedback. Hello, my name is Addison Weesaw.
I'm Haley Diamond.
And I am Mackenzie McBannel.
We are seniors from Alpena High School, and we're here today as part of our public policy advocacy project.
The policy we're discussing is IDEA, the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act.
Today we want to explain what IDEA is, why it matters, the problem we're facing, what we're doing, and how you can help.
IDEA, Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, is a federal act that promised to pay 40% of access costs of special education.
It guarantees that all students have access to free and appropriate education, or FAPE.
To ensure students have access to free and appropriate education, students are guaranteed IEPs.
An IEP is an individualized education program to better support students with special needs.
When IDEA was initially passed in 1975, it was promised that the federal government would cover 40% of access costs for schools for special education.
Excess costs could include things like speech therapy, occupational therapy, and communication devices, but it can also include things like adaptive technology such as chairlifts for buses or sensory regulation swings.
IDEA currently funds the education of 7 million students. In theory, IDEA would be a great solution to the additional costs of special education.
However, problems start showing up when the government doesn't meet its funding promises. Since IDEA was founded 51 years ago, it has never funded more than 17%.
On average, actual funding ranges from 13 to 17%. You can see in our graph here, we have from when it was started in 1975, the blue line is the actual federal funding that we're receiving. The red line is the promised 40%, and the green line is what the total special education cost is for Michigan. As we can see, in 2026, we have a gap of $4.5 billion. Because IDEA was never fully funded, it creates lots of problems. Schools face teacher shortages, underqualified teachers, general education strain, student and staff burnout, increased caseload, and student learning loss. So because of the insufficient funding, each of these issues start to connect. First, with the general education strain, and the funding also affects underqualified teachers getting hired. And then student and staff burnout is a huge one as well. And that also creates a larger caseload for all the teachers, which affects student learning loss and retention, which can end up with the general education budget being overloaded. Then, all these issues start to connect. General education strain can lead to underqualified teachers, which leads to higher caseloads, which leads to student learning loss, to student and staff burnout. And as you can see, the web just continues to keep growing until it becomes almost unmanageable.
These are not 6 separate problems.
They are all connected in one cycle.
Until IDEA has better funding, the cycle continues.
Some policymakers argue that increasing federal funding for IDA would be too expensive.
However, failing to fund IDEA shifts those costs from the local school districts to taxpayers.
Others argue that education funding should remain solely for the state.
But IDA is a federal mandate, and when the federal government requires services, it should also honor its funding commitment.
Investing in education today reduces future costs related to unemployment, social services, and lost productivity.
And through our research, we can find no other reason as to why IDEA has never been funded in its 51 years of existence.
Although all the issues together seem daunting, if we increase federal funding,
Protect special ed funds,
Strengthen recruitment and retention,
reduce caseloads,
improve student outcomes.
this would slowly start unwinding the web.
Not only would this increase in funding affect the special education system, it would also support the general education system with more support staff and better access to federal funds.
On a local level, this would look like more qualified teachers in the classrooms, better aides that can support the students. This would reduce teacher burnout and also strengthen our school district.
and at a national level, this would improve educational equity, a stronger workforce, and a reduced long-term cost.
We're working to bring more awareness within our community. We recently contacted the newspaper and were able to secure a section. We're here today, which is an amazing opportunity for us to continue community outreach.
We also have social media. We have an Instagram and Facebook account, and as well as the newspaper.
Our account just in the past month has gotten over 3,000 views, but we also have one video that got over 10,000 views, so that was really awesome as well.
In addition to that, I've sent multiple letters to different people, different policymakers. I've sent one, obviously, to the Alpena Board of Education, the Michigan Department of Education, and the United States Department of Education, all 3 of which I've received back. I've also reached out to Governor Whitmer, and currently we are working on a letter to Donald Trump and his First Lady to hopefully get their backing at a national level.
Currently, we are working on a letter. Oh, look at that. Okay, cool.
We are also hoping to get in contact with those running for Michigan governor, to see if we can help them support us as well.
As school board members and community leaders, you can advocate for full IDEA funding, raise awareness at a local and state level, and support policies that protect special education funding.
Your voice helps represent students, families, and educators in our community. Every student deserves equal access to education.
Fully funding IDEA helps schools provide better support.
And help students reach their full potential.
Special education is not optional.
This is not a problem of party. This is a problem of policy.
Honoring the commitment of 40% would strengthen schools, support educators, and ensure students with disabilities receive the services and education they are legally guaranteed.
Thank you for taking the time to consider the realities facing students, families, and educators across Michigan.
Fully funding of IDEA is not optional. It is a legal and moral responsibility.
Students with disabilities are not a budget problem. They are friends, neighbors, classmates, and future contributors to our communities.
Michigan cannot continue to compensate for broken federal promises by stretching already thin school budgets and overburdened families.
Fully funding of IDA would not fix everything overnight, but it would be a powerful step towards equity, accountability, and respect for students who have waited far too long.
If we can promise students an education, we can afford to keep that promise.
Does someone, maybe Ms. Gerke, want to tell us a little bit about Teacher Academy, FCCLA, and the competition and everything?
Actually, FCCLA, we just started it last year. And so this year, we actually have even more students. Last year, we had 3 who competed in it's a Michigan event. It's the Toys That Teach. I couldn't think of it right now. Storybook. And so they had created storybooks, and they had to, it was a good experience having to get up there and compete and explain their whole purpose in creating that story and the storyline itself. These girls decided to take it one step up. They had competed at the LIFT conference at SVSU and done very well. And so they kind of pivoted and changed their presentation, adjusted it to FCCLA, and they did astounding. Okay, so yeah, we are enjoying that.
Thank you.
Thank you all very much.
Come on up. And next, we've got John Studley and Sarah Bedford, and some students from ACES. Do you have a cable? Oh.
Try sliding over Premiere. Probably on the right channel. Smash it in. Well, that would sound fine.
Sarah, do you want to try it?
These keep it changing. Okay. It's not right. Let's try to switch.
Let's see.
We do it all the time.
I can cast to Ella White.
You might just need some cast to here. It's all by the plug.
Try mine too, just to see if it's. I think the computers would be coming up or the board if it was working.
Do you have to share it with him? Do you have to share it with him? Does he need access to it if he's gonna pull it?
Yeah, I can. If it works.
It used to be, I guess it's.
Yeah. Oh. Summer, is it plugged in on the other?
I think it's on hooked. It's a fair question.
Might be the question of the day.
Hold on.
Simon gets a prize.
Thank you.
The other, these are mine, yes.
I gotta move it now.
Try dragging it again.
Oh, but this is not okay. But now I get it. I can't read that.
Yeah, right there.
All right, thank you. I apologize for the technical difficulties. Again, I'm here to present on ACES Academy and the year that we've had and kind of what the year looks like for us. Excited to be here. So for those of you that don't know, ACES Academy stands for the Alternative Choices for Educational Success. At ACES, one of the things that we have is these expectations that we got this year doing fidelity checks when we saw what was available at the other buildings in the district that had posted. What we came up with for ACES was accomplished. We finished what we start. For confident collaborators, we work together. Empowering, we lift each other up, and then seeking success, growth for our students. So at ACES, this year we have a new teacher, Sarah Bedford, who's with us. We're excited to have her. Laura Doobie, who's our teacher consultant. Leslie Atkinson, who's our school success, which we have a great partnership with NEMSCA. I'll talk a little more about that. Greg Gerke's our math teacher from the high school that comes down and spends an hour with our students every day working on their math class with them. Our students are in multiple math classes. It's great to have him there to support our students. Ashley Scott, who's actually here at central office, but she supports the McKinney-Vento with us that comes out of ACES. And then we have two art teachers who are shared with the elementary buildings, Bethany Cook and Justin Christensen Cooper. I always do that. They're both our art teacher. We do art first hour, which we'll talk about here in a little bit. I have a new secretary this year, Amanda Kuznicki, who came over to us from the junior high. And then soon, Jenny Say is going to come over and be our school counselor, hopefully starting early next year. So we're excited to have her and focus on the SEL work, the social emotional learning with our students, and working on some graduation requirements with our students. So we're excited to have her there. So kind of some of the things that come out of ACES and what I do, what our team does. We have McKinney-Vento that is out of ACES, APS Online. We have Summer Rebound, which that just came out for students to sign up for. Summer Rebound is a credit recovery in the summer for our students to get up to a credit back for a class that they had previously failed. So that'll be starting here in June. And then I also oversee our Pivot program, which is our court-based program. And then, again, ACES Academy, where we have students that come 4 days a week with the fifth day as a Flex Friday. Here's our numbers that we're at right now. So at ACES, we have 79 students. Pivot, we have 15 students. Our students that are co-enrolled at the high school, so they could be taking CTE classes, or maybe they're taking an in-person class that they need extra support for. So we have 20 students there. Our dual enrollment with ACC, we have 2 students that are doing that right now. And then you'll see our summer recovery numbers from last summer, our current APS Online numbers, 9 through 12, which is 316 first, and then 231 second semester. And then also our McKinney-Vento numbers. Alpena Public Schools has 62 students that are currently on that list. And then Hillman, Atlanta, and Alcona, and Piper, who are also within our area, they have 99 that are in that group with us. So those are our current numbers with enrollment for online and for our McKinney-Vento program. This is our 10-year enrollment trend, so you can kind of see what it looks like right now. Last year we had 70 between ACES and Pivot. We're up to 93 right now. So we have a large graduating class this year, so we know that number's going to come down a little bit. Projected to have 30 students graduate if they complete their coursework in time for graduation. So just so you can kind of see what the enrollment has looked like at ACES. The support to path for graduation at ACES, we try to find something that works for every student. So students that come to ACES may have not been behind in credit. They have to spend at least 1 semester at the high school. Students who are usually in the junior status take priority in seniors. We do have some younger students that are coming in. We're seeing more and more of those numbers. Also, we have some students that just don't fit in at the high school because of anxiety or just can't handle the 6 classes at a time, they apply to come to ACES. So we have enrollments twice a semester. They come in at the beginning of the year or at second semester, and then we create a pathway for them to get to 22 credits, which is the same as high school, that they need for graduation from ACES. And then their diploma says Alpena Public Schools on it. So here's a day in the life of an ACES student. So students, again, we have Monday, Wednesday, half the alphabet comes, Tuesday, Thursday, the other half of the alphabet comes. Our students take 6 courses, just like the high school. They focus on 2 courses for 6 weeks, and then they move on to the next 2 courses. So we break it down versus them focusing on 6 classes at a time. So they start with 2, 6 weeks, do 2 more, another 6 weeks, they do 2 more, and at the end they get their 6 courses done for the semester. You'll see our class schedule there. We have breaks in there that are 15 minutes long, and that's when our students get to use their cell phones. Other than that, we have structured work time for them to work on their coursework with our structured art time and our math support time. And then during advisory, we focus on the Michigan, the MCAN book, Your Future Matters, preparing them for after high school, whether it's going to college, whether it's getting a job right out of high school. That's what we focus on during advisory during that time. And again, here's Flex Friday. So students that are not successful can come in on Friday, or those that need extra support, they come in on Friday. We're only there a half a day. The other half of the day on Friday, our staff is talking about our students, what supports they need, what other interventions that we may be able to help them. Try to talk about any community supports that they have, which I'll talk about with our school success. Here's what our progress looks like. So our students have to keep up with that progress. One of the things we started this year was academic warning letters for those that were getting behind in that. So we send those out to them as well. When it comes to mentoring, Mrs. Bedford is our mentor. I'm going to let her go ahead and talk about that.
So I'm the new teacher at ACES and the mentor, and I thought it might interest you if I tucked this into some of your pillars. So driving the strategic pillars through academics and programs, making sure students are making progress toward their credit goals, working through transcript audits to identify and secure their graduation pathways, designing their master schedules for this year and generally the year ahead to maximize their achievement and credit recovery so they know what pathway they're headed to. Whole child development, I like to serve as a primary cheerleader and mentor to foster well-being and persistence. As Mr. Studley said, we implement the MCAN advisory lessons for post-secondary readiness. And then this year we actually are bringing back the yearbook, and this was student-driven. So another part of their whole child development was the opportunity to have a full page for every senior in the yearbook. Family and community partnerships. I took them out in the fall and we went for a senior photo experience excursion in the CTE van. And that helps remove some financial barriers for families. They were very grateful. Building trusting relationships with families through graduation planning and support. And then our stewardship piece is optimizing district resources by making sure the students remain on the shortest, most efficient path to graduation, and acting as stewards of student data, making sure that their pacing and credits are tracked. So that's my general responsibility.
Thank you. Again, we talked about this a little bit. They get 3 credits per semester, 6 credits by the end of the year. They are the work experience. Our students, every 90 hours, they can get up to an elective taken away for that work experience that they have for their job or even volunteering. So that takes some of those electives away, which shortens that track for them as well. School success, again, we have a great relationship with NAPSCA. Leslie Atkinson, right here behind me, is in charge of all this, working with our students and families to engage them. If we have some students that we've lost track of, she'll reach out to them. She can make home visits for us to try to figure out where they are and try to get them back in school. Also support them with other community resources. Some of them may need housing, some of them may need help finding a job, but she primarily serves in that role for us and does that for us. Our whole staff, just so you know, is in our classroom, including my desk. We all are in one room together, so we're there to support our students. So it's great to have all of us right there and our students know they can come ask for anything that they need. So we have partnered with Gear Up for career exploration trips. We've done some of our own. So we've gone to ACC, Kirtland Community College, Grand Valley. And then on the career side, we went to CalSite last year. We didn't get to go this year, but we went last year, and great experience for our students to go to that. And then Coletta Air, we went to Coletta last year. We didn't get that opportunity this year, working on it for next year. But another opportunity to look at careers for our students and what may be out there for them. A lot of our students are not sure what they want to do, so try to help them figure that out and what that path looks like to get them to their next step. And then Art in the Loft, which is the big project that we do during the year. Our students go to Art in the Loft. They get about 6 to 8 trips, depending on the weather. Normally we're in the winter, so sometimes those days get canceled. But our students that are in the Loft, they do artwork. They also learn how to cook. And then at the end of that program, they get their Serve Safe certification. So our students that participate in that have their Serve Safe certification, which gives them a step up if they go get a job in the restaurant industry. That's something that the businesses don't have to pay for. Our students already have that when they go. So that's one of the big pieces that we do with our students. Here's some photos of kind of what you can see they do in there. The kids love it. The other 2 places we went this year was Old Mail Coffee. Learned how they run their operation, and then also Friendly Foodies was the other place that we went to and learned what they do. So our students got that aspect of things as well. Just supporting the homeless students. So just so you know that McKinney-Vento homeless is defined as fixed, reliable, and adequate nighttime residents. So we can provide support to students that don't have those in our district, within the AMA, Alcona, Atlanta, and Hillman as well. And then what success looks like. So this was a student that came to us who had not completed a high school credit. At ACES, when you complete a class, you write the number on the board so we know the course has been completed. You get a candy bar for completing that course, and then they ring the bell. So I'll play this short clip for you.
Big man. Oh yeah, there we go, big boy. Oh yeah.
So that's what it looks like when a student completes a course. And that student came to us, had not completed anything at the high school, and was able to do that and is on track here with us at ACES. So one of the things I love about ACES. Okay, why you're not moving on. Also, we had a student at ACES last year because of our flexibility in our schedule. He was able to get his firefighter 1 and 2 certification, and he was prepping for the state test. So that's one of the other things about our flexibility is they can work, they can do other training if they would like. So when that student graduated last year from high school, he had his classes done. He just had to take the state test and would have been a certified firefighter, along with completing his work with us at ACES. And then I would like to introduce our student, Harlow Tanjani. She's a senior. She's going to be going to Oakland University to kind of talk about her perspective of ACES.
Good afternoon. My name is Harlow Tarsney, and I'm a senior at ACES. I began my classes with ACES in January of 2024, and through the guidance and support of ACES, I've accomplished more than I could have expected at my beginning of my high school experience. What sets ACES apart is its personalized approach to education. The program fosters one-to-one connections that ensure every student's individual needs are met. Because of ACES, I am proud to say that I'm graduating a whole year early, and that graduation early is opened up incredible opportunities, including me being accepted into around 10 universities and gaining multiple scholarships. These scholarships are recognizing my dedication and achievement, which are a direct reflection of encouragement and structure that ACES have provided. ACES is more than an educational program. It's a foundation for success, and it empowers students to reach beyond expectations, discover their potential, and prepare confidently for their future. And I'm deeply grateful for the role ACES has played in shaping mine. Thank you.
Thank you, Harlow. And the next slide is questions. Do you have any questions for us? It was a good picture. If you can get it back up. So we made pancakes for our students in class, little incentive for them.
It's okay. No big deal.
Oh, there it is.
I can't get it up
Yeah.
there though.
But any questions that I can answer for you? or that we can answer for you. I have the invitations for you to be June 3rd. I'm going to pass those out now. Thank you for that reminder. It is going to be at Art in the Loft. We were looking at another venue, but we think Art in the Loft really wants us to be there, and they can accommodate the size. We're a little worried with our graduating class of 30, whether or not we would have the space, but we're going to do some things different. We're thankful for that partnership and for the support you guys give us to do that. But it'll be June 3rd at 6 at Art in the Loft. Would love to have all of you there. All right, thank you.
Anything from the board? Questions? Thank you very much, John.
Thank you.
Just great. Okay. All right, onwards. That's right. That brings us to public comment. So at this point, if you would like to address the board, come on up. Just state your name and your general area of residence or connection to the district, and come on up.
Before I forget, Ms. Gerke, I've got the girls
Good evening. My name's Barb Beamish. I'm a resident of the city of Alpena. In Mr. Lawson's editorial a couple weeks ago, he stated, and I quote, "Go watch the videos, especially the last few months, and you will see a group of people who are working well together." That statement was apparently false if you watched the workshop meeting last Monday. The discussion about the weight room went well, and at that point in the meeting, I agreed with them. The discussion about the family partnership was when the division of this board became apparent. Monica Dzinski seemed to be working behind the scenes and not including the superintendent in discussions with Jen regarding family partnership. It was also shared that Jen was advertising 2 days per week when only one was approved by the superintendent. Dr. Rabinow said that he had met with Jan a few times and visited Sunset to look at the facility. It was apparent that he was blindsided by Jen's discussions with Monica. I took Mr. Lawson's advice and reviewed the YouTube video several times. For those who haven't watched it, you can view the exchange at 1.15. Effective teamwork on school boards is built on strong relationships, shared goals centered on student outcomes, and clear, respectful communication between members and the superintendent. A collaborative culture requires established norms, acting as a critical friend to the district leadership, and maintaining transparent, community-focused engagement. When reviewing the YouTube, the partnership discussion appeared to the public that a couple board members wanted to throw the superintendent under the bus. Successful school board teamwork should establish trust by defining responsibilities, distinguishing between board governance and superintendent management. The public did not see a professional, respectful workshop meeting last Monday. Since the president did not get control of the meeting, I would like to compliment AJ MacArthur for suggesting that they table the discussion in order to give everyone time to review it. Now, I worked at the hospital and I worked at the bank, and I attended board meetings and assisted in those board meetings. Even though we had controversial topics in our board meetings, the board members worked together with the CEO, and I've never seen that kind of division in those board meetings that I see in this one. Thank you for listening, and please try to work cooperatively.
Thank you.
My name is Diane O'Connor, and I live in Alpena. Tonight I'm speaking in support of establishing a school board policy that would address board member attendance, as was proposed at last week's workshop and at a March meeting as well. Since currently there isn't an attendance policy, This must not have been a problem in the past, but it is an issue that needs to be addressed now. Likely, in 2027, there will be new board members, and I think it should be clear that attendance, while not mandatory, is also not optional. It's really not possible to do this job if you're not here. I would say it's incumbent on the school board president to exercise leadership at this time and initiate a response to this issue. On a related topic, I would also encourage a board policy that formulates a procedure when a board member registers for trainings or classes through MASB, or elsewhere, but then fails to attend those trainings. Board member Costain registered for trainings through MASB that she didn't attend, leaving APS to pick up the tab. One proposal for remedy is to have the board member reimburse APS for these costs. Whatever measure this board chooses, there should be some action taken by the board president. Leadership is all about confronting problems or issues that arise rather than avoiding them or dismissing them. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anybody else? All right, seeing no further public comment, we'll proceed with our meeting. That brings us to approval of consent agenda items.
I move to approve the consent agenda items as listed.
Support.
Okay, we have a motion and support for the consent agenda. Typically, by its nature, we don't discuss it. So at this point, we will have a show of hands. All in favor of approval of the consent agenda items? Any opposed? Same sign. All right, motion carries. Thank you. Okay, additional business requiring board action. That brings us to the Alpena High School weight room equipment and flooring.
I move to approve the purchase of equipment and flooring from Stray Dog Strength in the amount of $200,810 for the new AHS weight room.
Support.
Okay, we have a motion and support. We had some excellent comment on that last week and board discussion. Does anyone have anything further to add?
If I can just share some details. So if the board approves this tonight, speaking with Simon, it looks like a July installation date, which would give us time to do the construction needed and have the space ready for it. So there's a 4 to 8 week window once it's approved. Is that what it was?
Yeah, up to 12 weeks maximum.
Yeah.
That's what.
So, and then just one caveat right now, with this approval, the project can move forward. But when you break into the walls of 60-year-old buildings, you never quite know. We don't expect much to be there, but just once we do crack into the walls, we might find something like a garbage dump, at Ella White or something like that. So that might, change the timeline. But right now, Simon is pretty confident that we'll be able to start installation, around July.
Okay. Oh, great update. Thank you.
I'm certainly encouraged that we have parents, coaches, student athletes here for the support of this. Obviously, well presented. I wasn't able to attend last week's board meeting. I had to be out of town for work, but I did listen to the meeting. And so I was very encouraged by all of the comments. And I'm very happy to see this moving forward, and hopefully we get it in place this summer. That's what you're saying. So we should be up and running in July? So what I understand?
Installation and?
Yeah, installation
Yeah.
in July.
So what we have to do is cut out the wall, possibly some minor electrical, relocating receptacles, things like that. Painting, And then anything else that we would need to do?
Patch the ceiling in.
So essentially, when the equipment comes in and it's installed, I think we're ready to go at that point, so.
Fantastic.
I just like to also, I agree with everything Eric said, and then also thank you for the coaches that have really, I mean, I was so impressed with the presentation and how you were able to answer every question we had. So thank you. I appreciate it.
Anything further from the board? Hearing no further discussion, we'll proceed with a roll call.
Member Fritz?
Aye.
Member Costain?
Aye.
Member Hanson?
Aye.
Member Dzinski?
Aye.
Member MacArthur?
Aye.
Member Lawson?
Aye. All right, motion carried. Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Well, all right, simmer down, folks, but thank you. All right, so let's continue.
And I feel like I need to say that was a joke.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yes, thank you. Yes, artificial intelligence recommendation. We have a recommendation to approve the purchase of Magic School AI software in the amount of $70,082.50.
I make a motion to approve the purchase of Magic School Bus AI software in the amount of $70,082.50.
And that is just, remember, that's a 3-year.
It's a 3-year.
Yeah, just want to make sure.
Okay.
Support.
Okay, we have a motion and support for the recommendation on the Magic School AI. Is there discussion?
Just real quick, Matt, I know you said it's for 3 years, but will you be coming back in a certain amount of time to give another update on it, how it's going, or what's the plan for kind of
Yeah,
keeping us in the
once we get
loop?
it up and going. So one of the things that you have in there is called Magic School Learning Outcomes modules. Those are actually, they're in beta right now. And what they're doing is we have that free up until June 30th. So what we're going to be doing is working through those with the teachers. And kind of what they are is interactive. I think Sarah was playing on them earlier today. It's interactive quiz making as well as looking at writing samples and what that looks like, how you build the prompts, what do you do with it, how it can self-assess those, how the teachers can work within that. And again, that's part of what that package looks like, and we'll definitely update you on that. So we have that free to try, see what it looks like up until June 30th, and then from there. We haven't put a firm date. I would think probably October would be a good round, get us in, get things going, kind of see where they're going. But I would think target-ish October when we come back.
Any other comments?
And just to be very clear, it is a 3-year subscription that we're approving tonight. So I know it's been said a couple of times, but.
Yeah.
And again, your sandboxes are still open, so if you weren't able to do it in the short time that we had, get in there and really see what it's about.
What if you don't like it, Matt?
What if I don't like it? Or?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, after you roll it out and you go, this is not working for us.
I think here's, like we mentioned on Monday, AJ, I think the biggest thing is you got to give something time. We went into a Google district, we knew it was going to take time to work through it. I think it's one of those, there's going to be growing pains with everything. It's going to take us a full year to actually roll this out with our staff and start to implement students. That's not even talking about the elementary or lower middle school. So it's going to take some time to build into that. I don't think it's so much that we're not going to like it. I think where the issue might come in is they're going to be, and again, this is technology, right? 3 years from now, it's like buying a smart TV. As soon as you buy it, it's outdated. I think they're going to stay up on it. I think their track record's been pretty good. I think they're a solid company. But again, it is 3 years that we're not locked into it as far as what it is. The pricing gets us the discount. So if it turned out that after 2 years we decided not to do that, the third year they might come back with a price adoption, which that was the point of us. Part of the reason going to a 3 year, we could save some money. The other piece was we need, honestly, probably a year and a half to get into it, to really see it, and then we need some time to actually build it out from there before we actually do it as a district-wide. And that doesn't, that also includes things like how do we work with our parents on it. Or if we're just kind of jumping around, it's going to be really hard to work through that. So this is going to give us some continuity.
I have misgivings about it generally, as I'm sure a lot of people do, a lot of our parents. But I do have to say that I think you all have prepared this very well, and I think if we don't teach our students about it, they're going to be at a real disadvantage coming out of our system. So I think we have to do, something as far as getting them to understand the pitfalls as well as the advantages. So I appreciate that.
I think that's one of our, Dr. Lawson was saying, that's one of our biggest things. We have to educate our students, our staff, our community. This isn't just, we really don't have a choice. I mean, sure, we could, I guess, stop and not do anything with it. Not only is that a disservice to our students, that's really a disservice to our community. It's here. We have to figure out how to work through it and work within it. I will say this, one of the things I was on it today, really digging into kind of the backside to see what can a teacher see? And all of you're acting as teachers. So what you'll see is something, we don't have any students in there yet, but once the students are in there, one of the questions that came up was, what can you as a teacher see? You can see everything. You can see whatever the students are doing. You can see their prompts. You can see what they used, why they used it, what came out of it. So I think that's one of the questions parents would have is, how do we know what they're doing? It's there. I mean, it's all there. So I think that's also going to give us some really good data analytics to say, what are our students using it for? We can break that down by grade level. We can break it down by subject. So I think the analytics that are going to come out of this, I think, are really going to help drive what the future looks like.
Thank you.
Will the parents be able to see it too, if their student?
Yes, and so they don't have a parent portal per se. What they do is they log in as a student, or they can contact the teacher. So if you had a parent-teacher conference, they wanted to come in and see it, the teacher can pull it up and pull up everything that student's doing within their classroom.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
That helps.
It's for what it really is impressive what you can do and how you can do it. I think it's a really good product. Again, 3 years from now, right? We'll see. But I think it's quality for what we have and where we're going to go.
Anything further from the board? Okay. We have a motion on the table and a second, so let's proceed with a roll call.
Member Dzinski?
Aye.
Member Hanson?
Aye.
Member Costain?
Aye.
Member MacArthur?
Aye.
Member Fritz?
Aye.
Member Lawson?
Aye. Motion carried. All right. So that brings us then into our snow day discussion.
So as far as I've seen this morning, there's been no movement on the legislative proposals that we talked about last week. So the only thing we know right now is we have at least one day to make up, and best practices for pupil accounting would be for the board to make it official with that motion, just saying that Friday the 22nd is now a day of instruction for our students. And then as soon as we hear anything from the legislature, we'll get that out as soon as we can.
I move to add May 22nd, Friday, as a makeup instructional day.
Support.
Okay, we have a motion and support on the makeup day. Any discussion? I see lots of red lights, so.
Obviously we need to do this, but I was just thinking, with that being the weekend, holiday weekend, are we concerned that we'll hit the number of students percentage-wise that we need?
Yeah, that's a great question. Again, with the senior class in session, we stand our best chance of hitting it because adding on at the end of the day, or that Thursday, Friday of that week in June that we end, I think many families are going to have staff and families are going to have plans as well, but we'll have hundreds more students in session in May versus June. So
Yeah, I get that.
it's essentially a no-win situation. I guess if we hit the attendance, then it was a win.
Okay, no more discussion? All right, then, all in favor of the motion to add that May 22nd, 2026 as a makeup instructional day, raise your hand. Any opposed? Same sign. Motion carried unanimously. All right. Thank you. All right, that brings us then to new business. We have a human resources staff update. Michelle? Oh, she's not here. She's
Nope,
not. Okay.
I am doing that.
Are you Michelle today?
I am.
All right.
I saw it
Take it
somewhere.
away.
In this one, right? This is the last thing. I was gonna say, I know I saw it. Oh, there. Okay. We have new hires, professional staff, Anna Gargiulo, art teacher at Alpena High School, effective August 19th, 2026. Support staff, Mary Hannah as a lunchroom supervisor at Thunder Bay Junior High, effective March 23rd, 2026. Geraldine Ewing, instructional assistant at Thunder Bay Junior High, effective April 7th, 2026. And we have resignations. Rebecca Cortman, K-12 Program Secretary, Central Office, effective March 13th, 2026. Rebecca Thrasher, Instructional Assistant, Hinks Elementary, effective March 23rd, 2026. Lynn Bunting, District Float Secretary, Alpena High School, effective March 23rd, 2026. Kyra Lankowitz, Instructional Assistant, Besser Elementary, effective April 9th, 2026. I'm not going to read the next one. I guess I have to. Summer Siegler, Administrative Assistant to the Superintendent, Board of Education, effective June 30th, 2026. Timothy Gapsky, Lunchroom Supervisor, Thunder Bay Junior High School, effective April 10th, 2026. Renna Graham, Lead Custodian, Wilson Elementary School, effective April 20th, 2026. Terminations are Alan Smith, Relief Bus Driver, Transportation, effective March 26, 2026. Madeline Huzar, HR Specialist, effective April 13th, 2026. And retirements, Rachel Byer, Instructional Assistant, Alpena High School, effective June 30th, 2026, with 24 years of service. And Patricia Stakowski, Lead Cook at Besser Elementary, effective June 30th, 2026, with 17 years of service.
Move to approve the hiring of the new teacher. After all, professional and credentials are completed.
Support.
Okay. So we have a motion to approve the hiring of new professional staff after the completion of proper certification testing and other HR requirements. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, raise your hand. Any opposed, same sign. All right, motion carried. All right, that brings us then to charitable gifts. AJ has offered to read today since Sarah is getting over something, so we'll hear your wonderful voice here, AJ. Melodious, yes, and all kinds of, again, wonderful donations from our community.
Yeah. Ruth Rabo gave a generous monetary donation of $30 to support the students and families of McKinney-Vento and Families in Transition. Star Staffing Agency of Alpena generously donated personal care and hygiene items valued at $800 to support the students of Alpena High School. Wolverine Credit Union generously donated snacks valued at $30 in support of the Hinks 4th grade field trip to the Henry Ford Museum. Chris Merrill of Merrill Mechanics generously donated 7 welding shop coats valued at $700 to support the students of AHS-CTE programs. Zonta Club generously donated personal care and hygiene products valued at $275 to support the students of AHS. Little Caesars Pizza generously donated 20 pizzas valued at $150 for Math Parent Engagement Night to support the students of Lincoln Elementary. Caitlin Russo, Emily Tolgetska, and Chelsea Thompson generously donated school supplies valued at $2,356 to support the students of Hinks Elementary. I move to accept the gifts listed above with gratitude and thank the donors in writing.
Support.
Okay, we have a motion and support on the charitable gifts. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, raise your hand. Any opposed, same sign. All right, we have charitable gifts. Thank you very much. That brings us to information and proposals, letters and communications. Anything? All right, nothing in letters and communications. Then we have superintendent update.
All right, in your update this week was the AMA ESD General Fund budget. This is an annual process. The ESD or ISD needs to present its general fund budget to its local districts. Those districts are required to make a resolution either in support of the budget or not in favor of the budget. So we have to do that in May. So Justin and his team will be coming to the meeting and to be present and answer any questions. I added a video that he's created going through the budget. So if you have any issues accessing that, let me know. I can just send it to you directly. But it should be in the update. You can click on it. He walks through the documents talking about the changes and all of that. So, and then if you have questions before me, you can certainly pass them on to me and I'll pass them on to him. So Raymond Employment Engagement Survey, we are closing today. As of Friday, the return rate was 72%, as of my update Friday, but it's actually 74% this year. And that puts us on the same pace as we were in our initial administration of the survey. So that's great. I want to thank the employees for taking the time to provide that feedback. The plan is to get that data back as quickly as possible from Raymond so that we can meet with the building principals and directors and share their results so that they can meet with their staff. And very tight timeline with them only having one more staff meeting this school year. The hope would be to get some feedback from the staff to close out this year. And if we can accomplish that, that'll be wonderful. But if not, we will start the year off with, presenting the data in depth with the staff. Each building and each department will create an action plan that's developed with their employees, is what we're going to do in response to that data. So stay tuned, and then we'll have Shell Cooch from Raymond come and present to the board in the fall of what the overall data says. And at that time, too, we'll have each building's action plan to compare alongside the data. So we'll do a dual presentation at that point. And then safe routes to school. We were talking about contracting with Michigan State University to go ahead and prepare for that grant opportunity. And I just want to get all the terms right. But, and so the city was going to contribute some funds. We were waiting to hear from the township. And then this board was considering contributing funds. But the good news is, because the Downtown Development Authority is pursuing the Walkability Action Institute's grant opportunity as well, which is through the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services and MDOT, and Safe Routes to School is also through MDOT. They are willing to waive the fees for us to take on the Safe Routes to School.
Good job, Dave. Yeah.
I would like, thank you. I would like to take credit, but they just, again, because there's multiple entities, it always makes those grant applications look better when multiple entities are partnering. So good news, we'll move forward. So the next steps, I've got a meeting. I saw she sent the invitation today. We'll essentially be asking the community, the staff, and everyone to come out on I think at least one day in May, if we can get it scheduled, to walk the neighborhoods, and that's the next big step in this process. But I saw they scheduled a meeting. As soon as I hear what that is, I will pass that along to the board and to the community. So, good news.
Great. Okay, thank you very much. Great update. Okay, so information and questions for board members. I'll begin with a bit of a chairman's report. It's not really big, but apropos of public comment, actually, after the meeting last week, superintendent and I did have a discussion about exactly that sort of thing, and it was a very productive discussion. We talked about board governance and clarification of roles, and how to make things flow better and for people to get along. You walk into a situation, you see things that maybe need work. You can't solve it all with a stroke, and after all, we're all human, and human relationships can always be improved. But we had a wonderful discussion, and background for this really is, there are not all school boards work the same, and not all boards work the same. So if you, for example, have been a county commissioner, you're maybe used to really rolling up your sleeves and being on committees as part of your work as a county commissioner, where you're very active, and you have a lot of direct interface with employees and with the internals, the gubbins of the county, if you will. Then on the opposite side of that spectrum, there are things like one of the boards I'm on is the Northeast Michigan Community Mental Health. That is a Carver board, and what that means is that there is a very, very strictly prescribed role for the board and the executive director and how everything gets done. So it's very, very clearly spelled out. I would say most boards fall in between those two extremes. And again, not all school boards work the same way. So what we talked about was maybe clarifying, starting with our own policy and clarifying our governance style, if you will, and procedures to make everything flow better, have a clear definition of roles. And it was a great discussion. Do you want to add anything to?
No, I agree. It was a great conversation, and going to be going into it a little bit more in depth in the informal session around training opportunities and really board goals and how that all works. Ties perfectly into the board orientation work that we've been doing and clarifying those expectations. So I really see this as an opportunity to continue to improve how the boards operate. And like someone mentioned, there'll be new seats up, in January, and we do this for the current board, but also for future boards, and setting those processes in place and clarifying, roles and clarifying just simple statements of we do this or this means that, or cleaning all of that up can only help us operate better as a team. So
yeah. And so we'll be talking more about this as we approach our board self-evaluation time. And Dave and I will begin the process, but we're certainly looking for input from all of you as we go forward. So, yeah, thank you. So that's really all I have. Anything else from board members?
I don't know if this is a Dave or a Simon question, but what did the contractors have to say last week when you met with them?
I'm still waiting for more information.
Okay, did they have any idea or like?
Not yet.
Okay, no numbers or, no?
You promised, Simon.
We tabled it.
yeah, it'll be on the workshop.
Since during the public comment that there was it was brought up about the MSB attendance training, I just wanted to, because it was brought up in my name, I would like to clarify that a little bit more. When I came onto the board, I did sign up for a class, and then we changed it to a little bit later date because I had something going on at the same time. But also, once that came, I never received any of the information. And then I had a few conversations with Summer, and I also talked to Anna about it, that I was not getting the link for it. And then, so we rescheduled it. So yes, no, I didn't go to that because I wasn't getting the information to log on. And then when I did try to retake it, again, I was saying that I wasn't getting any of the information. And then so the night that I was trying to take it, I called President Lawson and said, I don't know where to go. It was 20 minutes before it was scheduled, and I didn't receive any of the information. It was supposed to be in my email. I never received it. So then after that, I did reach out to the MSB. And then it turned out that my email was not correct in their system, so I was getting none of the links or any of the information, so I could not log on because my email wasn't even right to log on once I did it, and so then we were able to fix that. But this was not a situation where it was not trying to be done, or not me not trying to do it. It was that my information was not in the system. And then there was a bug, and MSB also, they looked into it and they figured out exactly what happened, and so I was able to take it. So it's not, just so everyone knows, that it was not me not trying to take the assigned or the registered classes I signed up for. That was not the case. It was brought to Anna when she was president, Mr. Lawson when he was president, and to Summer multiple times.
All right, thank you. Anything else?
Yeah, I was not here last week myself. I had to travel for work, so I was out of town. I do want to thank the tech folks. It's pretty awesome because I was able to sit in my hotel room and watch the interaction. It was somewhat challenging because you want to be part of it and pitch in, and watching you guys count to 11 was very infuriating. On the snow days. But, every member of the board has missed on occasion. And, we all have reasons for that. And I understand that there are concerns about that. If what those numbers look like. But we're also all grown-ups. We are elected. We are not paid to be here. And even if we're not present, we are still doing our homework. We are still watching the meetings. We are still learning the information so that we can participate in a meaningful way. So just because we're not here because of reasons that, whatever they are, does not mean that we're not able to do our jobs. And so, Anna's not here this week. I wasn't last week. I know every one of us has missed on occasion. So I don't disagree that addressing some of these issues from a policy standpoint is a good idea. Just because the more communication we have and processes in place certainly helps to clarify things. But attacking individuals for reasons that are completely justified, I think is inappropriate. So that's my take on it, and for whatever that is.
Anybody else? Okay, well, I want to thank the board on that topic for the civility of those discussions. I know Anna was kind of nervous last week. She says she doesn't like conflict, but again, I do believe we're working well together. She was able to bring that to the board, and obviously felt it was maybe a bit of a charged issue, but I think we dealt with it well. I think everybody's statements have been civil and respectful. We can always improve, so we'll keep working towards that. But I want to thank you for your comments and for the discussion. So if there's nothing further from board members on that, on information and questions from board members, then we do have a closed session on the agenda.
And no action following the session. So.
Would you like a motion?
Yes, indeed.
I move that the board meet in closed session under Section 8A of the Open Meetings Act to meet regarding the superintendent's evaluation.
Okay, we have a motion second to go into closed session for the superintendent evaluation. Any discussion? And 8A, can we confirm this is one that we do not need a roll call? Maybe we'll do one just in case, just to be safe. Sure. So let's do a roll call to go into closed session, just to cross our T's and dot our I's. So let's go ahead.
Member Dzinski?
Aye.
Member Hanson,
Aye.
Member Costain,
Aye.
Member MacArthur,
Aye.
Member Fritz,
Aye.
Member Lawson.
Aye. Motion carries. All right, folks, we will be going into closed session. And again, you're more than welcome to join us after we're finished. But as the superintendent said, we are not anticipating any action on anything after that point. So thank you all very much. And if you're on your way out, have a wonderful night.
John?
All right.
Mr. Studley?
John Studley.
Thank you all.
Thanks, Matt.
Oh.
Oh. Yeah, we've been moving them forward and. Got it. Sorry about that.
Yeah, that's the one I got.
Yeah.
We just had a sort of
Typo situation.
Yep.
typo
Yep.
sample. Thanks for checking.
For the information.
I'll be fine.
Now I can open my non-alcoholic.
It was struck last week.
Okay.
And now I have.
Deputy Doe?
Yes, yes.
empty parking lot.
Okay, folks, oops, sorry, I'm too close. We are back in open session, and as we predicted, we will not have any further action tonight. But just before we adjourn, I did want to mention it was brought to our attention that the posting of the meeting, the agenda that was posted did show a second public comment time. I think through a clerical error, we did not have that in our agenda, so the board was not aware that the public was expecting a second open session, or a second public comment session, and it was just brought to our attention, but it didn't look like anybody was looking to demand that we do it, so we just wanted to acknowledge that mistake. We apologize, and we will certainly, though, have public comment at our next regular meeting. So with that, our agenda is concluded, and we will adjourn. Thank you very much.